I'm Rob Skinner, and this is the Rob Skinner Podcast. I'm recording this episode at the beginning of September. 2/3 of 2024 is already over. How are you doing accomplishing your goals for the year? Are you seeing growth in your life, your relationships with God and others? And are you bearing the kind of fruit you envisioned at the beginning of the year? If not, it's not too late to plan out your path for the remainder of the year. Today I'm talking about how multiplying Christians plan their path and prepare for great things. All this and more on the Rob Skinner Podcast. Welcome back to the Rob Skinner Podcast. My goal is to inspire you to live a no-regrets life, make this life count, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. It's the beginning of September. I'm recording this on September 1st, 2024. It's Labor Day weekend here in the United States. And as I think about this fall, I hope that you're planning for great things. I hope you're thinking about doing amazing things for God. I hope you've had a good year so far, that God has really blessed you. I'm really grateful for a number of different things that have happened this past year. But man, we're in the final stretch. Final 1/3 of the year is coming up, and I want to make the most of my life for God. And so I'm assuming if you're listening to this, you do too, and that's what I'm going to be talking about as we get into preparing your path or planning for your path. Thanks for listening to the Rob Skinner Podcast. If you feel like you're benefiting from the program, I'd like to ask you to support it with a gift. Your support enables me to multiply disciples, leaders, and churches and inspire others to do the same through this podcast. All you need to do is go to the show notes and there's a link to support the program. Plan your path. Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds, for riches do not endure forever, and a crown is not secure for all generations. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 22 through 24. My dad was born in 1921. He grew up in the Great Depression and was a pilot in World War II. He was part of the greatest generation, and he raised his kids to be independent early. He taught my oldest brother to drive a farm tractor and pickup before the age of 10. He taught me to drive by letting me sit on his lap when I was 6 years old. One deer hunting season in the mid-'70s, my dad, older brother, and I drove our 1957 GMC pickup to my dad's hometown of Jordan Valley, Oregon, population 137. As we drove through the sagebrush desert of eastern Oregon, my dad turned to me and asked, "Are you ready to drive?" I was 11 years old at the time. I said, "Sure." We pulled over and I ran around to the driver's side. I got in with my dad next to me and my brother on the passenger side. It was a 3-speed manual transmission, and the truck had no power steering. In order to keep it on the road, you really had to make constant adjustments to the steering wheel. It was more like herding than steering the truck. I was weaving down the road, crossing the line. I could see my older brother in my peripheral vision grabbing the dashboard, twisting his body, and groaning as I made my way toward Jordan Valley. My dad was completely relaxed and enjoyed the ride. All he told me was, "Rob, just look way down the road. Don't look at the sides of the road or the lane markers, because wherever you look is where you'll go." Wherever you look is where you will go. This piece of advice had value not only for driving, but for life in general. Anything you concentrate on, you will naturally gravitate toward. This is the essence of many books that offer advice on the accumulation of money. When Jesus told his disciples, "Follow me," he meant literally follow behind me. We grow spiritually when we keep our eyes on Jesus and his teachings. That's why it's so important to keep in the Word every day and to pray on a daily basis. I'd like you to take a look at what you keep track of. What are you focused on? The digital revolution has diminished our capacity to keep one thing in mind constantly. It keeps us from bearing the good fruit God has in mind for us. To become a fruitful disciple, you have to consciously decide where you're looking. As Psalm 4 cautions, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Keep your mouth free of perversity. Keep corrupt talk far from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Give careful thought to the paths for your feet and be steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or to the left. Keep your foot from evil. Solomon says that you need to, quote unquote, fix your gaze and look straight ahead. If we want to keep our hearts on the right path, we have to select, we have to choose what we're looking at and where we're going. Multi-billion-dollar companies are hiring the best talent in the world to get you to fix your gaze on them and their online content and products. It will take a firm decision to fix your gaze on your own path rather than the one that others would have you travel. Write down your goals. One of the most important habits to get into is waking up and choosing where your focus will land on that day. For example, if you want to win souls and persuade people for Christ, you'll need to focus on reaching out to people. Every day, I wake up and read my goals and rewrite them. Write down your top 10 goals over the next 5 years. Maybe you want to lose weight, save more souls, save more money, or get married. Whatever it is, write it down. Sometimes it helps to have a goal for each different role or responsibility in your life, such as relationships and family. What do you want to do in your marriage or with your kids? Money. What do you want to do? Do you want to invest money? Do you want to save money? Do you want to get out of debt? Soul winning. Who do you want to save? Who do you want to bring to Christ? Spirituality and peace of mind. Where do you want to be in your relationship with God? How do you want to feel in your relationship with God? Career. Maybe you want a promotion. Maybe you want to advance in your career or learn new skills. And then fun and adventure. All these things are absolutely valid and important. And a final category could be health and fitness. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to get stronger. You want to trim down. Write a goal down for each one of these areas and keep it in a place you can look at it at daily. Pray over it. Sometimes we think, those are unspiritual, money and weight. And I go, listen, your life is unified. Everything matters in your life. Everything in your life is spiritual. Jesus talks so much about money. He talked about all these different topics. And so, make sure that you're covering it, that you're going after. Keep a log. Keep track of how you're doing. There's usually 1 or 2 key activities that need to happen daily if you want to make progress toward your long-term goals. Keep track of those activities. That'll keep you going toward your spiritual destination. Early in the planting of the Tucson church, where I am at now, I wanted to see more people saved. I created a 90-day program to focus my attention on this goal. I made it my goal to lead 90 Bible study appointments in 90 days. Well, what do you know? I did that. And we started baptizing tons and tons of people. That was the most important thing to focus on if I wanted to save more people. And I think this is something to really hold on to. Usually, there's a few things that really make the biggest difference. It doesn't have to be complicated. All you have to do is fix your gaze on that right thing. So let's talk about putting this into practice. First, write down your goals daily over the next week. Write them down, pray over them, and imagine how awesome it would be if they were to come true. This is the first step in seeing your dreams come true. Now, if you haven't written your goals down for the year, or if you're not a goal setter, just try it. Humor me. If you're listening to this in September of 2024, set goals for the next 4 months. What do you want to see? Now, it's not going to be massive, but you can set some goals that can challenge you and really help you to grow. Maybe you want to have a 90-day campaign. Maybe you want to really go after your evangelism. Maybe you want to go after having a daily quiet time for this following fall. Next thing, keep a daily log that keeps you on track to see your goals materialize. Choose one daily activity that's essential in moving you toward your goals. Check the box when you complete that activity. Thanks for listening. Here's how you can help support the program. First, let your friends know about it. Secondly, read and review one of my books, How to Plant and Grow a Church, or Courage, How to Make This Life Count. You can find them on Amazon, and if you've read them already, please give me a review. It really makes a difference in helping people find those books on Amazon. And finally, support the program with a gift today. The link is in the show notes because my goal is to inspire you to make this life count, live a no-regrets life, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. Have a great day and make this life count.